Dear Mr. Wilkins, as landlord of this property, I have estimated you have been living upstairs here for about 40 years and have never paid any Duke of Kent. Brackets, rent. So I think you're into me and me Aunt Mint for about 20 grand. And I would appreciate it if you could let me have a bit on account, as I'm a bit short of the Nelsons at the moment. Hoping this finds you well, yours, James London, landlord. P.S. I would like to donate something to the old people's home. My dad. Right, Jimbo, never know your luck. Tuck that under his door and see what happens. Right. All right, we call it quits for a fiver. Cool.
Morning, Jim.
Hello, Dad. I've just been arranging a nice little holiday for you.
Oh, no time for that, son. I thought I'd make a start on them rotten floorboards.
Oh, yeah? What are you going to replace them with? An old rabbit hutch?
There's gratitude, eh? I've risked my life getting this timber.
What, that? What'd you do, dive in the canal for it?
No, I borrowed 10 quid out of your mother's holiday money.
Oh, you ain't risked your life, mate. You've thrown it away, she'll kill you.
Ah, no, not if you explain it was emergency, see? What sort of mother would see her only current bun suddenly disappear for his floorboards forever?
Get out of it. That's never 10 quid's worth of floorboards. That's half a quid's worth of old firewood.
Oh, I thought you was only going to walk on it. I didn't know you was going to cover it in green baize and hold a snooker tournament.
By the time, Father, you have got that lot under the carpet, you'll be able to drive a tank over it.
All right, then, so it's not first-class materials. I've had to keep a few bob back for plastering, haven't I?
Oh, keep a few bob back for you to get plastered, more like.
No, it's the walls, isn't it? They've all blown. I was here last week and I gave it a knock. It was all loose, the plaster. Hey, look,
no.
Move that. It was here, it was.
Do you have to?
No, it's all loose, listen here. Mr. Muggs.
Morning, Brian.
Hello, Jim.
Oh, well, come on, give us a pint of the old watered-down amber nectar and stick it on the slate, mate.
Sorry, Jim, it's my governor. He wants me to help him with a new idea he's had, which is every time I serve a customer, I'll put some money in the till.
It will never catch on, mate.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a bit revolutionary myself, but he does love a tune on the old Jewish piano, so who am I to argue?
Oh, Brian, you're not going to be one of the lapdogs to the capitalists, are you?
Oh,
Oh, hello, Oswald. How's things up the plantation and the grave digging all right?
Oh, no complaints, Jim, no complaints.
Oh, I shouldn't think there would be any complaints, mate. Yeah. Here, if you ever need any hand with a stock taking, don't forget me, will you?
I don't think we do any stock taking.
Oh, well, another door closes. Here, you was a rear gunner on a milk float, weren't you? Perhaps you can sort out a little argument me and Brian's having. Now, I reckon there was 2 pints in the old quart. He reckons 3, you see. I reckon 2.
No, 2, Jim, definitely 2. Yeah, I remember because we used to have quart bottles. Yeah. They was much bigger than the pint ones. Nearly twice as big.
Yeah, I knew I was right. Well, tell him anyway, it's 2 pints. You tell him.
Yeah, Brian, that's 2 pints.
all right. Ready, serve, Oswald, will ya?
I do hate a bad loser, don't you, mate? Oh, I see you're still reading the old Thinking Man's comic, the Beano. Dennis the Menace still with us?
Yeah, but I ain't seen Desperate Dan in here lately.
Probably can't get a pint on the slate. Cheers, Oswald.
Oh, cheers, Jim.
Very hospitable of you, mate.
Have you just done him with the old 3 pints trick? You ought to be ashamed. I mean, doing old Oswald, you know he's not playing with a full deck.
Don't worry, I'll make up to him, won't I? I'll probably run a mock up the job centre if you're on overtime for a fortnight.
Do you know something? If you used your loaf, that little house of yours could be a right little gold mine. An earner par excellence.
Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. Could it be a slight possibility I'm drinking neat lager because you forgot to put the water hose in the barrel this morning? Or is it because I don't know what the hell you're talking about?
That room upstairs could be let. You'd make a fortune. Look, one of my customers was telling me about some mystery old geezer who owns half of Alma Road. He's got lodgers, 9 to a room. 20 quid a week each, no questions asked.
Yeah. So all I've got to do is find another 8 poor sods to share with a miserable git with dirty, filthy habits and an ambition to kill someone. You get longer queues selling tickets for last year's cup final.
Yeah, well, you'll have to get him out.
How am I going to get him out? How? I mean, what am I going to send round here, eh? A zombie and 2 hounds from the Baskerville. He'll probably eat their dog and I'll get 6 months for harassment.
Yeah, that Rackman. He spoiled everything when he got found out.
Yeah. Old Dennis the Menace got rid of his headmaster. He nailed some old kippers under his chair.
Oswald, very nice, mate, but I think my logic could do with a couple of Jack the Rippers, one under each armpit for deodorant.
Oh, stop talking about Alsatians and kippers.
We used to say things like that in group therapy.
Did it do any good?
No, not much.
You ain't doing me a lot of favours either.
Well, look, if you ain't going to be serious about it, we might as well all sit down and read the Beano.
Yeah, after you, Oswald. Look, Brian, seriously, how come you're suddenly so determined to turn me into a slum landlord?
Look, I've been thinking about this. Yeah. If we can get your old squatter out, that room upstairs is going to take a bit of renovating before it becomes an earner, right?
Renovating? You ain't kidding, mate. I reckon it's only the woodworms holding their hands together that's keeping the blooming ceiling up.
All right, well, supposing I put up the ante. Say, 200 quid for a third of the profits. Now, how does that grab you?
Oh, I don't know, Brian. I can't think when I'm sober, you know what I mean? I'll get dry and thirsty, you know what I mean? I need lager. You're on, mate. Now, how do we get my lodger outside without me and you ending up inside?
Right, this is what we do.
Old Desperate Dan once pulled a bloke through the letterbox.
Oswald, there must be half a dozen geezers hanging around up that cemetery, waiting to be buried. So why don't you get out of here, get on your bike, pedal like mad, get your shovel out your saddlebag, dig 6 feet down and get them planted before they get fed up and go home again. Yeah. Well, what are we going to do then, Brian?
Morning, Governor. What are you going to have?
No, thank you, Barman. We're on duty.
Corporal Jones!
Sir!
I want you to look very carefully at my body.
What am I looking for, Sarge?
Wounds, Corporal, wounds. I want you to be honest with me. Am I mortally wounded?
No, Sarge.
That is a relief. Because when I hear a junior non-commissioned officer making important decisions for me, I fear the worst. And now I've established command again. You'll put your hand smartly in your pocket and purchase 2 pints of best bidder!
Yes, sir!
Now to business. We are military policemen.
Get away.
And we are looking for the occupant of 17 Railway Terrace. We were told by his next-door neighbour that we might find him in here.
Oh, blam, is that the time I'm off?
You live at number 17, Jim.
Oswald, thanks very much, mate. The next time I have a funeral, we'll do our own excavating and you won't get invited to the party. Look, all right, I live at number 17, but I mean what? I know I've said some nasty things about the government when they stopped me dole money, but I ain't exactly declared war on anyone, have I?
Well, if you are the fellow we're looking for, you've kept yourself in amazing good nick.
Clean living, it does it, innit?
Because you deserted from Knightsbridge Barracks in January 1944. And by amazing coincidence, you're 68 today.
Happy birthday to you.
Oswald! You're not on the singing beer, you're on the cheap stuff, so shut up!
What's the name of this bloke you're looking for?
Wilkins, 1290824. Private Wilkins, late
I
to
know
the...
him. I know him.
Jim Nitto, come here.
Pardon me.
Oh, what's the matter with you? Get a grip of yourself. You know we don't grass one another. It's the code.
Do you know what they're talking about?
I don't care. It's the code.
Ryan, listen, it's the geezer who stands between me and you and the money.
What, your squatter?
Yeah.
Well, sod the code. Go and get him.
Right.
All right, Corporal, in you go.
How come you've left it this long to get me old lodger in? I mean, surely a gap in the ranks would show up, like, almost immediately.
Well, sir, apparently the Meals on Wheels lady turned up with his rations and he went for a leg-over situation. which she reported to the civilian police, and when they stopped laughing and had a look through the records, and there it was. Black mark, Private Wilkins.
Get out of here! Here, Sarge. He must have been trying to tunnel his way out. He's got all the floorboards up in there.
We are military police.
Get away.
Behave yourself and you won't get hurt. Let him go.
Military police? What's the military police want with me? I've got nothing on my conscience, and I've got an honourable discharge, so you tell him to have a bit more respect, will you? Oh, and another thing. What is that?
Who was that?
Probably someone breaking in to nick me floorboards.
Would they do that?
I do it all the time round here, mate. Yeah. I mean, look at last week. Someone nicked old Granny Grubb's door knocker. She had to use the one at the town hall.
Anyway, that wasn't our man. Wrong age group and too easy.
What do you mean, easy?
Well, according to the records, your Mr. Wilkins used to be a commando and very well thought of for killing people with his bare hands.
You're joking, aren't you?
No.
I mean, I've been threatening him ever since I moved in. He's probably been sitting up there for the last 2 years trying to remember how he used to do it.
Is that where he lives, upstairs there?
Yeah. Hey?
Right, go and get him, Corporal. Nice and gently, we don't want no problems.
Gently it is, Sarge.
I was thinking about... I was thinking about what you told me about this old lady.
Oh.
They pinched her door knocker, and she has to use the one at the town hall.
Yeah. The worst thing is they're closed on Saturdays and all.
Right, come on, Prince Wilkins, that's on the outside, are you? This will be too right.
Oh, right lost to the diplomatic service he must have been. What the... God, blimey. His memory must have come back.
What's to do, Corporal? What are you getting so emotional about?
It was him, the crafty wee sod. He locked the door. I was trying to get in. He wasn't inside. He was behind me. He's near broke my neck. And God knows how I'm going to manage him on honeymoon night.
What are you going to do, Sarge?
No hurry, I'll think about it while I regroup and bury me dead.
I mean... What are you going to do when you capture him?
We'll take him back to Knightsbridge Barracks where he'll get formally kicked out of the army. And when I tell him what he's done to my corporal, they'll probably give him a party. Then I'll bring him back here.
Bring him... I don't want him back here.
Well, what do you want us to do? Shoot him?
Now, you... No. Look, don't think me hard or nothing, Sergeant, but you know what I mean. I've let his room, you see. Well, I want to say I've let his room. Me and Brian, we're going to let a few... When I say I've let it, I'm not making myself very clear, am I?
Crystal, sir, crystal. Is there any more, or is that it?
My grandmother. Yeah, me old grandmother, see? Well, you know, I ain't seen her for years. She's been away for years. She's been a missionary up the Orinoco. And she's coming back to spend her reclining years with me.
Reclining? That's lying down, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, she's only got one leg, see? Yeah. The cannibals got her.
And they only ate one leg?
Yeah, they, special tribe of theirs, like tradition, I only take what you can eat.
Look, son, I don't know what you're trying to put over, but we can't shoot a man to make room for your grandmother, even if she used the cannibals' leftovers.
Well, what if he escaped?
Is there
there another way you can get out of there?
I've often thought he'd come through the ceiling. But I suppose he went out through his back window, down a drain pipe, along the flat roof and gone. A man on the run. Pursued by the forces of law and order.
Well, he won't get chased by yours truly. He'll go back in the files until he has another go at the dinner lady. Private Wilkins! This is Sergeant Spoggett, Corps of the Military Police. Listen! I respect you for having a go, and I'm going to give you a chance. In 2 minutes, in 3 minutes, I'm going to cover the back of the building, and Corporal Jones is coming up for round 2.
Goodbye, Mr. Wilkins here. Well done, Sarge.
It was nothing. When you've been through what I've been through, a piece of cake. Corporal, let's have you fell in. We'll call in a couple of pubs by the barracks and mix it with the licentious soldiery so you'll have an alibi for your wounds. Chop, chop, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hope your granny likes the room.
Hey?
Your granny. I hope she likes the room.
Oh, yeah, thanks, yeah.
If she doesn't, you can tell her to hop it.
Hey?
Do you get it? Hop it! Hop it!
Look, if we have 3 bunks along that wall and that wall, they'll never get the door open.
We'll take the door off. I mean, 9 geezers dossing in there, they're going to need all the ventilation they can get, aren't they? Last thing they want's a door, right?
All right, but what about them bunks at the end there?
What about them?
I mean, 2 of them are going to be about 4'6", and the other one will be shaped like a boomerang.
All right, we get a couple of little short wheelbase geezers fitting them bunks, and we get a deformed bloke that's shaped like a boomerang.
Oh, this is great, isn't it? I can see this already. The only time we're going to have an house full is when the circus comes round.
Oh, dear. Not that small.
Oh, there you are, Jim. Oh, I've done your floorboard, son, but you'll have to watch it just inside the door, because I had to use what I had left. Some 2B1 and a bit of broom handle. It'll be all right when you get used to it.
I didn't realise that, yeah.
Here, look, Brian, get us a pint, son, quick as you can. Oh, right, yeah. Good evening, Mr. Moggs. I'm sorry about the hole in your wall. What I've done, just temporary like, is I've hung a picture over it. A picture of Jim's granddad. Nice old boy. Now, you can have him facing you, or with his back to you. You make up your own mind, there's no hurry. Are you smiling?
I've just had some very good news.
Oh, that's nice. You can't beat a bit of good news, can you?
Wouldn't you like to know what my good news is?
Of course, Arnold. What are friends for?
It's my solicitor, actually. He thinks he's found a way to put you in prison.
Oh, for knocking an hole in a wall?
Exactly. You see, he has discovered one of those ancient laws that still exist in the rich tapestry of British jurisprudence. The law of nulli causa derelicti. Don't knock the property. Which makes knocking holes in other people's walls practically a capital offence.
I think you should have some more water with it, Arnold.
That's not mine. Mine's a sherry.
Oh, my good God.
You see, Mr. London, we are going to refer as our precedent to the case of George II versus Swineherd, in which the churlish swineherd was seen to take a kick at the wall of Windsor Castle, thus endangering the lives of the sovereign and his subjects within. You have a question?
Yeah, what's a swineherd?
Well, the picture that comes to my mind is of you surrounded by your family. However, the swineherd mentioned heretofore was given a fair trial and sentenced to rot in chains in Newgate Prison. Sadly, we may have to meet them halfway on the last bit, but you get the general idea. I'll rest my case.
Look here, mate, you can't frighten me. I can get solicitors and all, you know.
Oh, yeah? What you going to pay him with? An overdraft from the Social Security?
You wait till my Jim gets his scheme going. We'll be rolling in it.
Oh, yeah? That sounds interesting.
We'll just have to settle. 2 sets of bunks, 6 lodgers.
You're joking. What are we going to do about all this space? I'll tell you what, book a band, we'll have a dance up there.
Here, what's this then? A map of Treasure Island? Oh, Jim, lad, piss in the mate, piss in the mate.
You know, you're nearer the truth than you think, Mogsy, old mate. This is going to make me and Brian a small fortune.
Oh, Jim, don't tell him, please. He's bound to put the mockers on it for us.
Steady on, fellows. It's only logical that if this idea is going to get even one parasite such as yourself off the backs of the community, I'm not going to be the man to stand in its way, am I? I might even be able to help. A fresh mind.
All right, look, I managed to get rid of me lodger this morning, right? So me and Brian thought we'd put a few bunks in here and let it to some, like, homeless old fellows.
So, where's the problem?
3 sets of bunks along that wall. 3 along that wall, but we've got all this space in the middle. What do we do with it?
Hammocks.
Do what?
Hammocks, like what they have in the Navy.
Arnold, you are a genius. Hammocks.
It has been said. And now we have converted number 17 into a common lodging house.
Well, hang on, steady on, mate, you know what I mean? Might be common to you, but this is going to be home for a homeless old fellas.
9 of them.
Yeah. Or 10 or 11.
Well, if we get some thin ones.
Just one minor problem.
What's that?
Planning permission. But not to worry, because I'm chairman of the local planning committee. And I can cut a lot of red tape for you. And I can tell you now that when it comes to getting this past our committee, you have a better chance of being struck by thunder.
Oh, I'll kill him. Remind me to kill the old man in the morning. Oh, having said that, thank you, painter.
Hello, fellows. Time to get this past your planning committee.
Torpedo tube. Hello. Stand by. Load main tubes. Fire one. Fire one. Good shot.
What's going on, London?
Just you watch it. I've had enough of you two. You and my dad are going to get you and my father off my back once and for all, like I've done my old squatter.
Wilkins.